Yeah, hi all. My name is Divya, and I am a senior data engineer, and I have 7+ years of experience in ETL and also cloud technologies as well. So, yeah, coming to the ETL, so you people are very curious to learn the ETL, what is ETL and kind. So, can you please tell me, do you have any idea what ETL exactly is? So, are you people aware of the software industry? So, anybody have idea on that regarding this ETL or any cloud technologies? You people have any knowledge, or you're new to
Divya,
everything? Yeah.
hi Diva, Sarika this side. So
Yeah.
right now I'm working as a ETL tester only. I
Okay.
just wanted to learn the automation part from
Okay.
ETL.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
is
So
extract
basically, you're from
transform.
software, right?
Sorry?
Yeah, you're from software background, right?
Yes. Correct, correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Any other people aware of this cloud technology software industry?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Devyanarend this side. Yeah,
Okay.
currently I'm working as a manual tester, but in past I did two ETL project, data
Okay.
actually
Okay.
data migration project. So around
Huh.
1.5 or 2 years of experience in ETL testing as well.
Okay. Acha. Okay. Fine. So, except to all, you people are not aware of any like cloud technologies or SQL or ETL. So, yeah, that's not
Divya,
an.
even I have around 15 years of experience in testing basically, which
Okay.
includes around 10 years of experience in ETL, wherein we
Oh,
have automated our script and we have used cloud technologies as well.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So yeah, the people who aware of it, yeah, it's good. So people who not aware, they are new to this concept. Yeah, I'm ready to share everything from the basic and what I'm going to learn, like what I'm going to say here and what I'm going to try on. I'll give a complete demo overview today on the ETL automation testing. So yeah, I'll share my
I have
screen.
one question. I have
Yeah,
one
sure.
question.
Yeah, sure.
I just want to know, like for this course, it is prerequisite to know the manual ETL testing, or if we do not know ETL testing, so also we can continue.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. I'll start from the basic. You will touch all the concepts, like from the manual testing to we are going to the automation testing. Without the basics, I cannot move, right? So I'll start with the basics only. So no need to worry about that.
Okay. And second thing is like, will we be able to showcase some experience in resume if we want to get some job on this
Uh,
role,
yeah,
ETL?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely right. So after this, like after this completion of syllabus, I used to give one project that everyone has to do on their own. So you people get experience in that, and you can add up this particular course to your resume as well. It will like in the market, it's very like it is very crucial and it's very important right now. So of course I can say it's very precious to your resume as well.
Okay. And are we covering SQL to the extent of database testing also, database testing?
uh, yeah, we are touching SQL as well. So it depends upon the code we touch. Like I'll use the Python plus SQL for this automation testing. So yeah, both will use here.
So SQL will be covered from the fundamentals, like, or any prerequisite? No, like we should know prior SQL.
Yeah, apart from that, I'll also give, yeah, I'll teach the SQL as well, but apart from that I'll give some homeworks as well. Like, so for example, if I have covered this topic, you have to be like read and come to the next class. So whatever the topics I have covered, just go through deep on it and come up with some questions, so it will be easy to understand, and you can also build the knowledge on it, right? So yeah, I'll going to cover everything.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And only last two questions, ma'am. Which tool are we using? Informatica.
uh, yeah, we have lot of ETL tools. Yeah, based on the, like, if we took the Informatica, because the billing and these kind of things will be happen, right? So we'll take up one trial account, everyone will create for 30 days. So yeah, I'll use some ETL tools, don't worry, I'll get to know that also. So don't worry, yeah, we'll use
Okay,
Informatica
and
ISDS for this.
last question is like my profile is manual or functional tester. So will this help to switch to the ETL profile, ETL testing role?
Yeah, of course it will match, of course it will match. Yeah. uh
Okay, thank
so
you.
yeah, so now, like, you people have asked me a lot of questions regarding, does it value to my resume, or does it, like, for the Manwa testers or some other kind of people. So yeah, don't worry, I'm going to share a lot of knowledge here. So I'll explain detail, and I'll give an overview on this, what exactly we are doing and what exactly ETL is. So I'm sharing my screen and I will show what are the topics we are going to cover here. Um, so I hope my screen visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, yes, Divya.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, guys. So yeah, so what exactly ETL is? Like, you people are interested and come up with, like, you want to learn the ETL automation testing, right? So yeah, firstly I want to explain you with, like, a simple example what ETL is and how this works in the real time. So basically, E stands for extract, and T stands for transform, and L is load. So in the coming to the real time, so wherever we see, wherever we go, we go on through many, like, companies or restaurants or whatever it may be. So there will be a huge data. For example, if you go shopping malls, if you go to hospitals, if you go to pubs, if you go to like cafes, all we can see in the back end, the data will be, obviously, if someone come to the hospital, they have admitted, there will be the data entered there. So someone go to cafe, the pay bills will be note down the data. So whatever the data, it's a completely on the data. Like ETL matlab will be like complete huge data, where we are like handling the lots of data, like in different sector, the managing of data kind of thing. Yeah, managing of data in a consistent way and accurate way, in the perfect way. So this is what exactly is. So if I have so let me explain with a clear example, like ETL, right? E nothing but it's a abstraction. So I am a customer. So I am a client, my customer is some pub. For example, there is a Prism in the Hyderabad, there is a pub. So I am a client, so it's my customer. So I am the Prism came to me and they're asking for me, like, yeah, we are having this much of data, so we want it should be clear and accurate. We want the unique kind of thing, unique kind of data, the people who have entered in weekends or who are entering in the weekdays, like this kind of data they'll give to me. So that is called abstraction. So you people are aware of the databases, right, where we'll store the data into the table parts. So here the Prism, my client, so I am the developer and he is my client. So he given me the data and he asked for some requirements, like I want this like what some requirements, example, for Sunday this many have attended, Saturday there are some requirements, so they'll give to me. So that is called abstraction part is done. Coming to the transformation, so based on their requirements, I need to transform the data. Okay, so I need to transform. For example, this in Sunday 100 members have attended the Prism Pub, right? So they want to like they asked me to give the total amount of the particular who person entered inside, like the ticket or the cafe bill or the food bill. So whatever the bills they have given me the requirement, like I need the sum of the entire thing. I'm just giving the small example. Okay, this is not a huge, but I'm giving explaining with a small example. So they asked me to give like calculate entire thing, like, so I'll the transform the data based on the logics. So whatever the ETL what we said, the ETL tools we use. So in that we used to calculate the transform particular data. And coming to the load part, and whatever the data I have transformed, right, with the clean, and I have detected the duplicates as well. So after that, the clean data will be loaded to the particular table, which is the database which is provided by that. So extraction, while extracting, there is a clumsy of data and with lot of duplicates. So transforming, after loading to the particular table, we can see the clean data there. So this is what ETL is. And coming to the automation testing, like the heading I want to explain you clearly. So automation testing is like, so we will be having like we used to test the data. For example, so for a person we have one or two or three, or it matching with the exactly the data given by the Prism, like client. So we used to test the data. This is the development part which I have explained before, like ETL we used to develop. So whatever the logic we have developed, someone has to test whether it is giving the right or wrong. So there will be some other tables to compare the data whether it is right or wrong. So many people are going to suffer to write the queries basically. So here we don't have any like we have queries, but there is no complex, or we are not making any complex. We are just giving a small code to check whether the data which is provided by the developers are right or wrong. This is what we are going to do like in ETL automation testing. So yeah, coming to the overview. So like they have given me 8 weeks to complete this particular ETL automation. So in coming week we are going to discuss on the basics of data and ETL foundation. So previously I've said that it is completely depends upon data. Okay, it's completely depend upon the data. And here I'll explain what the data, like types of data matlab, like we will be the data will be storing in the tables, or it might store in files. So whatever it may be, we are going to handle it. That's what. So I'll explain what are the databases, what is database actually, what are the tables. And I'll also explain this OLTP versus OLT matlab, like the transaction process basically. It's analysis process and the transaction process. Online OLTP matlab online transaction processing, and online analysis processing. Whatever the data we got, we used to analysis on that. So that's that kind of examples. The data warehouse. So I'll explain. I don't know whether you know the database, what's the difference between the database, data warehouse. So there are some differences. Even I'll start with the basic from for that also. So data warehouse is nothing but where we will store the data for the analysis part. So why I am giving this much of why, because the ETL instance, you must understand the data firstly. If you are testing something, you should have knowledge on what exactly is happening, what's the data on it. So that's the reason I have included all the basics of it. Okay, all the basics I have involved. So from basics onwards, from what is data, what is database, to the automation testing I'm going to cover. So, and I'll share this data warehouse architecture as well. And there are some facts and dimensions in the daily life, and I also tell the schema, what is schema, star schema. Okay, after that I'll enter into the before enter into the ETL, I'll give a demo of data, what is data, and after that I'll go to the ETL. So yeah, here my goal is to students understood why ETL exists and how data flows. So, why the ETL exists. So you will get a clarity in the first week why this ETL exists and why so many people are using the ETL. So yeah, one thing I want to conclude is that like me, I have when I started my career as a fresher. So firstly, I'm not aware of like, I'm not good at the Python coding or Java coding. I used to scared a lot, but after like I've started career with the ETL. After that I gone through like many scripts like Python, because it's the basic and the first step to build a confidence, because it's a zero code. So zero code, you can give a small efforts to learn this, so it is easy. And also it is easy, and after that you will came to know lot of things after learning this. Okay, and coming to the second week, so someone asked me about the SQL. Are you using any SQL? Yes, I'm using it. SQL basics for ETL testing. So basically, before automation, the people used to write the queries. Queries, matlab, like okay. So those who are new to this queries and SQL, so there is a data of a particular hospital kind. So I want to extract only few records from it. So where from the particular table, I'll use this select star from the table name, and I'll pick some records from the table name. That is what the query is. So yeah, introduction. I'll give the brief on the SQL basics.
Hi,
So
Divya.
that's what.
Am I audible? Can I interrupt for a minute? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Tell me.
The section one, right? You are talking about
Yeah.
there were some points which were highlighted.
Okay.
So I mean, like, just curious, right? What may be the difference between the transactional data and the analytical data? And also, can you give us some, high-level differences between a database and a data warehouse?
Yeah. Okay, let me like you have asked me, right? So okay, I'll give the database and data warehouses. Basically, are you from normal like a software background, or from normal you're new to this? Because it will be the way of explanation will be different, right? So that's the reason.
Yeah, I have an IT background.
Okay, acha then. Fine. I'll explain. Okay. So basically, the database, and you asked about the data warehouse, right? So basically, the people are more aware, like more easy to access the tables from the databases. Okay, but in data warehouse we have like lots of data for the analysis part. Mainly the data will be separated, like I have mentioned this facts and dimension tables, right? The data will be used to only for the analysis. No people, like for example, if we take the ETL, we don't connect any data warehouses to the sources. We used to connect the database to the sources, which is more available for everyone and use it easy to use. But data warehouse is completely different. The data is only for the analysis. Okay. Some simple example I can throw you is like the data after complete transformation and after the testing, whatever the data we load, right? So it is called data warehouse. Okay, the source which we are using is called database. You understood my point, right?
So where do you typically store your analytical data?
So yeah, the in data warehouse, I'll store my data in the data warehouse.
So
So
you are
after,
storing your
yes,
analytical data in the data warehouse, and where does the
yes.
transactional data go?
Transaction matlab, okay, okay, in database whatever the ETL we are involving, right? So where we have transformations there, right? So we have the transformations, right? What are the transactional data? Two will be separate and two in the different tables. Complete it will store in the like what we say, in data warehouse only. Okay, analysis matlab, it will like it is going to store the past data or monthly data, but transactional it's
Right.
going to
Okay, cool.
change
Thank
daily.
you.
Yeah, it's going to change. Yes. So yeah, coming to the second week, I'm going to teach the complete SQL part, SQL basics. And coming to the third week, I'll start with the ETL testing fundamentals. Okay. So like coming to second week, I have already told you I'll going to cover everything from the basic. What are the queries inside it, what is a primary foreign key subqueries, and what are required to the ETL testing. I'll teach everything. And coming to the third week, I'll start the fundamentals. What are the fundament, like what is ETL testing, why it is different from the normal testing. Okay, ETL testing life cycle exact, from the documentation to logging. And I'll ETL testing versus manual testing, and what is data validation of the particular table, and transformation testing. Example, like I have mentioned, the convert date format, and derive new column. So, for example, if we have a column in the table, like the date column we have, so I want to derive it into new column. So, whether whatever the new column I have derived separately, is it generating right or wrong? This kind of, there are multiple testings involved in this level. So, I'm going to teach that as well. And coming to the writing detail testing, test cases and test scenarios. So I'll give a small test cases and test scenarios you have to test with the particular thing. And I'll give the life cycle. So here after this, the goal of the third week is like student learn how to test the ETL jobs manually before automation. So before going to the automation, like you will get to know how can we achieve this manually firstly. So after gaining some knowledge, we can automate that, right? So yeah, that is the third step I have took. And coming to the fourth week, the tools and hands-on practice. So I have worked with Informatica ISCS, Informatica Power Center, BDM, and SnapLogic, DBT. I have worked on a lot of tools, but we are going to stick with only one ETL tool, that is Informatica IACS, because it is everyone can open it and we can use the free accounts there. So I'll use that. And after that, coming to the like database, whatever for scripting we'll use the database, right? So for that also, I'll choose one database which is accessible for everyone. So that's what, tools and hands-on practice. So we'll pick up one database and we'll pick up one ETL tool. With that, we'll create some tables and we'll load some data and we'll do some testings from that. Okay, so yeah, real scenarios and data profiling basics. So mini hands. Okay. So if you see the last step, it's a case study, validating a source, staging, and target table. So exactly, we are going to create a mini ETL testing manually. Okay, through the tools. So if you see in the top, you're using some. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, with some manual queries here with the ETL tools and the databases are involved. And coming to the week 5, introduction to the automation with Python. So basically, yeah, we can also do it like SQL, but manually we can write. If you want to automate, we have lot of languages we can automate, but I have chosen like Python because everyone can easily understand, and the Python is very easy language to learn, to pick it up like quickly. So that's why I pick it up the SQL, Python. So basically we are going to test it with SQL plus Python. So why automation in ETL testing? There we entered into automation. What exactly automation is? So I'll going to teach the basics of Python, which are useful the like for the automation part. So yeah, I'm going to like what we say. I want to collaborate both the SQL and Python here. So we'll start with like CSV and databases and pandas basics for the match and the find the differences. So here the goal is to see how the Python replaces manual SQL checks. Yeah, that's what. So the manual I have said, right, we used to write the queries there, right? So in the manual part, I'm going to replace it with the Python. What exactly? So every time we used to go to the database and we used to run whatever the rows it given. So it is the more complex thing. So whatever the part we are doing with our hand, we are going to create a pipeline there. So they, when we trigger that, we are going to get the data, whatever the mismatches or whatever the mismatches data we can see there. So that's what we can. So coming to the sixth week, it is advanced automation with Python. So here where we are going like deep into some more deep into the Python. We'll start with the framework for that. Functions, modules, file handling in Python, test scripts, okay, automating SQL execution plus validation. So config, so yeah, students start building a mini framework. So if you see at the top of the level, we'll use the introduction how to make the pipelines automated. But here we are going to like create a small frameworks. So like I'll also give some homeworks, right? So in that I'll pick one database. So the data has to, you have to load the data, and the ETL whatever the data it got extracted. So with that data you are going to compare. So you should create the mini framework how we are automating yours. So that's what here entire like in sixth week we are doing that. And coming to the seventh week, real world ETL automation and cloud. So yeah, so here up to here sixth week we are dealing with the mini framework, and we are get to know how the manual testing is automated. But coming to the seventh week, we are going to interact with the market. Okay, we are going to deal with lots of data. So yeah, we'll pick some ETL real time scenarios as well, and we'll use this cloud. I'll also tell how, like basically, it is a more cost obviously. These are kind data warehouses basically. Snowflake, Databricks, GCP, BigQuery. These are huge data warehouses. So where whatever the data we have, like we have tested, obviously it is going to it will go and sit in the data warehouses, right? I'll explain the real time scenarios. Okay, I'll explain how this the actual project works, actual framework will work. I'm going to explain that as well. Okay, coming to the eighth week. So here we go, like everyone has to create one ETL project. Okay, where staging, data warehousing, validation, automation, and reporting. Okay, everyone has to do this. Like, okay, okay, I'll give the entire input. Like 7 weeks, whatever we have, I'll give every like each and every input how to do it, and everything I'm going to cover, like best practices, testing security complex, and designing ETL automation framework, mini versions, resume prepare, mock test, everything. So, and lastly, I want to convey is like, yeah. So some guy, one guy asked me, what are the ETL tool we are using, and I said that Informatica ISS. So, firstly, like what I want to clearly say that is, so whatever the tool we have used, it's a good thing to know whatever the tool we have used. But the testers, like we the testers, right, So ETL, whatever the data we have validated or we have tested, we are not developing any code here. We are just validating our tables with the automation code. Okay, even before few days back, some guy called and asked me what clearly. So there is a project I'm going to work with the Databricks, and are you using any Databricks here? Like he asked me the question. So here my clear answer to everyone is, so let me explain with the example as well. If you are learning, we have lot of languages in the market, right? um, these are the tools, these are the databases. Like databases are like SQL server, the data warehouses like GCP, Snowflake, and Databricks, and ETL tools are like Informatica. These are the tools. Okay, these are the languages. Don't try to don't try to match all those. Okay, so we have lot of languages like SQL, Python, Java, JavaScript, HTML, front end, back end, everything. These are the languages, guys. These are the tools. So we have to learn the language properly. Okay, language matlab here the SQL and Python involved, right? You people have to thoroughly go through the language first. So if I give a scenario to you, you people have to like give the clear demo on the, like in Python code. So I want to hit the application, so I want you people to write the particular code for this. So what you people do, just you people have to show me how we can achieve in the Python. Please don't come, that's what I'm telling, don't match these two. Okay, you have to be strong with the languages. So if you're perfect in the language and you are perfect how to create it, you are very perfect in how to implement it, it will be easy to interact with these tools. Okay, that's what I'm very clearly I'm telling, that don't merge these two. That's what I have separated here. Just I'm going to give the confidence in you, not with the tools. If you're good in the Python language, you can go through, like you can interact with lot of tools like Informatica, Databricks, GCP, PyCharm, everything. So one PyCharm equal to lot of tools. That's what. So don't think that your project you are doing in this particular project is this ETL testing you have learned we can implement. Don't think in that way. You are good at Python. You can implement this entire coding anything. Like if you are working with Databricks, obviously you are good in implementing the everything like basics to like target, you are implementing everything in the Python code. The same thing, whatever the code you have written individual, just put this code in the Databricks and try to run there. That's it. Please don't merge these two concepts here. So I'm specifically telling, so whatever the data where it's very high cost for the clients. Like if I'm, for example, I'm working for the client, right? So it's a so huge costly and it's a lot of billing for that. So that's why I haven't involved any. I definitely am going to give what exactly GCP cloud technologies, but I am going to focus on the language, and I'll build the confidence in you that you people can validate, and you people have the capability to build the automation testing. So yeah. And another thing is like someone asked what are the ETL tool we are using. So basically, we are that's what we are not developing any code. Hello, someone speaking? Okay. So yeah,
But
we
can I interrupt for a minute to ask a question? Is it okay now, or do you have specific Q&A time?
no. Actually, 1 minute. Next all, you can ask me questions. Just 1 minute. I'm going to wind up this, and you can ask me the questions.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So yeah, so if you want, I can show how ETL will be, but we are basically concentrating on the Python code, I'll pick one PyCharm, or I'm going to install, like I'll explain the entire process, how to install and everything. We'll pick one database and we'll pick some data as well. So we are basically holding this data, database data, and the Python code. So where we can do the entire automation testing. Okay. Yeah, this is what exactly we are going to do in the ETL automation testing. And yeah, I'm done with the overview. So yeah, you people have any questions, just ask me. Like, is my screen presentation stopped?
Yeah, I think if you can share the contents.
You want me to share that?
Yeah,
Now you want me to share?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So can we go to the section 6 of the scope?
Hmm. 6, right? Okay.
Correct. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Can you go a little bit above? Right. I think it's week 5, right?
Yes. Yes.
So week 5 is where you are going to talk about the automation, right? Like leveraging Python.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I saw somewhere you're going to use PyTest as well as unit test. So will you be covering both automation frameworks for data validation?
Yeah, I'll use both, because unit testing is not our part,
No, I'm
right?
not talking about unit test. If you look
Okay.
at the week 6 and point 5, the bullet 5, so you have two framework there. PyTest is one framework and the unit test is another framework,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
So the ask is, are you going to cover both the frameworks and explain how you are going to do automation for ETL, whether it's migration or conversion?
Yeah, we are doing that.
So you are going to cover both the frameworks.
Yes, it depends upon the scenario which we come up with, right? So yeah, that's what. If you are very capable of understanding the logic, whatever the testing it may be, you'll pick it up, right? So
No,
yeah,
not
we'll
about me. So I'm trying to understand the scope of what you are going to.
yes. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So,
I'm going to cover this.
yeah, so
Don't
you're
worry.
going to cover data validation or automating ETL testing using PyTest as well as unit test.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Both.
Cool. All right. Uh, can we go down a little bit, please?
Yeah. Sure.
Right. On the point 4, right? Snowflake,
Hmm.
Databricks.
Yeah.
Snowflake, what I have known is about structured data, and Databricks is about unstructured data.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So, what will be the scope of your training in this section 7?
Okay. Yeah. Previously, I have just told you, right? So we have lot of data warehouses. Like I have mentioned the Snowflake, Databricks, and GCP. So I'll give the brief project introduction. How this will involve, how your automation involved in the Snowflake, Databricks, and GCP BigQuery, how we are going to load the particular data to these data warehouses. Obviously, whatever the data we have tested, it has to go and sit in the data warehouses, right? So I have given the example, like these are the data warehouses where we are holding our data here. So basically, this is for the analysis part. We are going to store the tables there.
Okay, let me try to drill down, make it more simple, right? So,
Yeah.
will this be like more what do you call hands-on session, or you will be having some content or document which you are going to walk through?
No, this is hands-on session.
So Snowflake, Databricks, GCP, BigQuery, where when I am learning, I'll be creating accounts and then I'll be doing the testing part on it. Is that a fair understanding?
Yeah, you can create a normal account in the Snowflake or Databricks, and you can like
Fair enough.
whatever. Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah, you
Right.
can.
So yeah,
No
fair
problem.
enough. And I think to the most part, your program is structured around SQLs and structured data. Are there
Yes.
any scope for? I also see there is a point where you're talking about leveraging JSON, which gives me an insight that you're also going to cover about unstructured data.
Yeah, we'll took some examples for the mostly the data will be CSV or JSON. So we'll took both. Okay. So in my view, the CSV, the splitting of the CSV is quite easy. So we'll took JSON files as well. So I have divided the weeks, right, from basic to advanced. In the basic week, we are going to cover the CSV, and after that, we can go through the JSON.
Right.
So we'll, yeah,
So you
we'll
were, I
come.
mean, I think from the structured database, I can understand, right? You can leverage anything like a SQL Server, any such database, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Everyone
But
has to
from
stick to the
an
database, right?
unstructured database, you need to have something like Cassandra or MongoDB, mm, such document. So how do you intend to do it? What is your plan? Uh,
Yeah,
hmm,
like I was thinking that, like you have mentioned, right? So we can also use our local explorer as well. So anyway, we are going to give a the particular path, right? So the database for your more clarity database, I'll pick that which is available for everyone. We are not going to install in our systems because for everyone it is not possible, right? I'll use some web database. I'll tell you. So next thing I'm going to install, like I'll tell how to install PyCharm in your system. And you asked about some yeah, you asked about the file storage, right? We'll use the local path only. Okay, because everyone has to access to the particular thing. I'll explain this three, but if you want to explore at outside, you can create the particular sessions in it, and you can like you can create the frameworks there. While giving the end of the week, you are going to give the demos, right? So you can exhibit your talents there. Like you can pick the database, some guy will pick Snowflake. That's your wish. For teaching purpose, I'll use everyone which who are accessible for everything, I'll use those. Yeah, is that fine?
I probably, I mean, I got partially what you're trying to explain,
Ah,
where your scope, that's your, the data, the scope of your data is going to be three types, right? One, a database; two, a CSV; and three, it's a JSON file,
yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes,
then, and then you're going to do some automation. Fair enough.
yes,
Right?
through the
And
Python. Okay,
okay,
through the, yeah, through the Python. I'm going to tell the installation of Python in every system. Okay, so everyone can install in their systems as well.
right. I mean, like when you're installing PyCharm, obviously
Yes,
it's going to be,
will
an
take some time,
additional,
right?
yeah, 3 to 4 commands that you're going to install from. But from a data perspective, when you're talking about like NumPy, I think you were mentioning somewhere about the Pandas library, right?
Yeah, pandas as well. Yeah, everything, whatever the Python concepts we have covered, we can also use Jupyter as well. It is also free, right? So Jupyter we can use, and PyCharm we can use. So for this
Uh,
pandas and everything.
Right. So are you planning to use Jupyter, or because you can also create Jupyter files in PyCharm? So how you are
Yeah.
planning to walk us through it?
Okay. So you are asking me that the access of the particular code and everything.
No, not about the access of the particular code.
Oh,
If you are going to use PyCharm and you are going to create Python files, right? versus
Mm.
creating Jupyter files. So what your approach is going to be? Are you going to, start with Jupyter files and how to create them?
No, actually, I was thinking, like compared with the Jupyter, the PyCharm is better. Like Jupyter is for more for visualization part. If you want to see the data visualization, the Jupyter is good, I think. But for the automation, I'm more comfortable. Not only me, so you people are also going to like what we say interact easy. It will be the easy for everyone to interact with the PyCharm. Yeah,
Right.
we'll see.
And
We'll create one polling who want to do in PyCharm and who want to do in Jupyter. We'll go through polling then.
and
So, mm,
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. But
okay.
any testing around ETL pipelines, how we are going to test the ETL pipelines?
Hello, sorry. Can you please
Yeah.
repeat it again?
So,
Yeah,
do you have any scope in your training for testing ETL pipelines?
yeah. That is also we can. That is also we are doing the ETL pipelines which we have created in the ISES, right? You are asking about.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's what that is what right we are doing. But everything, the whatever the pipelines we have created, right? So like we won't work on the pipelines. We are ETL testing matlab whatever the data loaded in the particular tables, we are automating that, right? We are automating the entire data. So in that, yeah, almost we are covering that as well.
Right. So what you're saying is like we don't really have to test the bad jobs, but the output of the
Yes.
bad jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah,
I think
you're
probably I
done.
had a lot of questions. Thanks for giving me the time and opportunity to put those questions to you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So yeah,
Divya,
any
just
other
one
question?
question. Yeah, just
Yeah,
one question. Like,
yeah, sure.
is PySpark is in the scope of the streaming for cloud testing?
No, actually, this is pure Python and SQL. Even if you see in the overview, I haven't mentioned any PySpark here. I'm going to do it with Python because it is more scopable in the future as well.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, got it. Yeah, thanks.
yes. Any other question, guys?
Yeah, are you telling about any ELT process?
Uh, no, it is ETL. So if you want me to tell the ELT, it's nothing. So I have told you already, like extract, transform, and load. It's going to be reverse. So anyway, we are going to test on the loaded tables. So like no difference in that. Everything is same for ETL automation testing. We are going to dealing with only the loading part. So yeah, everything is good here.
Okay.
You got my point?
Yes, yes, because no big data warehouses nowadays they are
Yes.
using ELT.
Yes.
First they load the data and doing a
Yeah.
transformation.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, we'll go and sit in the loading part, loading of tables. So it doesn't matter whether extracting or loading or extracting. It doesn't matter for us. So yeah, any questions?
Divya, in this particular course, are you teaching us something about I mean, Databricks tool? Are you giving any
Uh,
overview for that?
yeah, of course I'll give an overview
Okay,
on how it will work or how ETL testing involves in the Databricks. So I'm going to discuss that as well.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
And could you please tell me the duration for this entire course?
I mentioned it in 7 weeks, right? 7 files.
Okay.
That maybe 40. Oh, sorry, 8 files. 40
8 weeks.
days. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah.
will the sessions be
Yeah, this is Trupti. Um,
Uh, yeah.
yeah,
Trupti.
to everyone needs to know the Python because as a language I'm asking because
Hmm.
I am not aware about it, but I would be like if it is compulsory, just let me know at least. Is it compulsory
Yeah.
to have a knowledge of Python?
uh, it is not necessary to have python knowledge while involving here, but later on you have to learn the python in this class, because I'm going to discuss the python concepts as well, right? So but
Okay.
don't be fear to involve in this, but I'll teach the python. Basically it is completely on python only, right? So don't worry about it.
Okay, got it. Thanks a lot.
Y-
Thanks a lot for
y-
the answer. Thank
yeah, thank you. So any other questions?
Yeah, one doubt.
Yeah.
Like, will it be recorded? Will we be able to access it later on, or it's just like,
Sorry, your voice was not clear actually.
yeah, will the sessions be recorded? Will we be having access for the recordings?
Yeah, this is recording session only. You can that I need to discuss with the admin team. So I'll check with them and I'll try to give access for the particular courses.
Okay.
I need to discuss with the admin. That I am not aware of it.
Sure. Thanks.
Is this
Divya, are
the
you
weekly
charging any
session
fees
or
for this?
daily session?
No. It's weekly. We have 5 days, Monday to Friday. It is 9 to 10 p.m. So it is daily session. 40 days daily, excluding Saturdays and Sundays.
Divya, are you charging any fees for this course or this is free of cost?
That I don't know, because everything has to whatever the team they have assigned. So they need to discuss, because I don't know what is going on exactly there.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, any other questions, or we can wind up with the session?
Ma'am, we will get the recording for each class.
Uh, yeah, I think the for every session they will record, and I hope they'll give the recording session access to you people. But before that, I'll check with them. So you people are asking about the recording sessions. I'll check with them and I'll let you know. Okay, I'll make sure that
Yes,
you'll get the recording sessions as well. Don't worry.
yes, ma'am. Because by chance, like if we will
Yeah,
leave the
yeah,
classes, like
I got your point. Definitely, I'll bring this point.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions?
So actually, from when is this week one starting from? When is the course start?
Um, they told me from Monday onwards it is going to start.
Oh,
So yeah, from Monday onwards, I think. Yeah.
Ma'am, are you going to give any demo session, like one or two demos from tomorrow, or you will directly start from Monday?
I don't know, because they have to. They will call and they'll tell like you take the class today. So this is what happening. So I don't know when it is going to be. Yeah, you need to. If you have these kind of questions, you can ask to the admin team, or in group. They people will respond. So I am also
Okay.
following their
Eh,
timetable only.
Divya, okay, in the
Hello.
message is told that, okay,
Mm.
it is
Yeah.
going to start from September 24th every day until September 30.
Yes,
Acha.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. September
Till
30, you
7
mean?
days, yes, ma'am. It is in the group that till 7 days it will be like free. Then we can like
Okay.
continue that.
Okay. Just ask them, like, you have given this thing, right? But whatever the questions you have, please raise in group. They'll answer you. Okay, even I don't know. I told you, right? They'll pass the syllabus to me and I need to follow. So even I too don't know. You can ping the message in the WhatsApp. I think they will respond. Don't be like hurry burry. Just be mutual and one keep message in it. What you want to ask exactly. What's your questions? You can put up for the admin team. Like what are the classes, and I think this has to discuss with the admin team, right? Yeah. Is there any other questions? All good? Okay, then we'll wind up with this session. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.